Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for those joining live. Those on the replay, thank you for joining. Appreciate the hearts, the shares, the follows. Hopefully this information will be beneficial and helpful to y'all. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. Please invite your followers in if you're more than willing to. Hope to help you guys tonight. Thank you for joining. Good to see you all in here. Thank you, David, for joining. Thank you, thank you. Good to see everybody here. Hey, Matt, what's happening, brother? Thank you, guys. Hey. Renee, haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to have you in. Thank you for joining. So good to see you. Good evening, guys. Hey, Michelle, what's happening? Mick, sorry. Yeah, been missing you in the mornings for sure. I'm glad you're here now, though. Haven't been on in the evenings in a while. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Caroline, thanks for joining. Hey, friend, I'm great. How are you, man? Hey, Matt, what's happening, brother? Good to see you in here. Julia, thanks for joining. Nice to have you on the scope. You got to follow Julia there, guys. She does some great content at night, especially late at night on my end of the world. So, hello there, Caroline. Thanks for joining. Thank you guys for showing up. If you don't mind inviting out your followers and joining in, I'd be really grateful for that. Love you tapping the hearts too. It's always beneficial. Love that as well. Hey friend, hello. Yes, definitely follow Julia there. She gives out some great content and some good stuff. So I enjoy watching her scopes when I can. Thank you for inviting your followers, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you so very much. So, haven't been on here now. You're welcome, absolutely, Julia. We got to follow each other and support each other. Absolutely. It's huge. Thank you for inviting your followers. Thanks for the hearts. I love it, you guys. Thank you so very much. So, tell me what part of the country or world you guys are coming in from. There's some newer folks on here, I think. I recognize quite a few of you, but I'd like to know just real quick. Tell me where you're coming in, Matt, from. I'd like to know. Shoot it for the next 30 seconds or so while we get ready to go here. I want to make your time worth it. Canada, it's getting hot. Yay. Rhode Island, sweet. Thanks, Jackie, for coming on in. Awesome. Michigan's in the house. That's right. Indiana. Sweet. Numo 56, thanks for joining. Welcome. Temecula, just down the road from me. I'm here in Corona, California. Sweet. You're originally from Rhode Island. Right on. That's cool. Thank you for coming on in. Anybody else coming in? What part of the country or world you guys are from? Let me know. I'd love to know. Be sure invite your followers in. I think this will be some pretty good information for y'all. Thank you for joining. All right. So let's get started. Anybody that doesn't know who I am and what I do, just quickly maybe type a 2 and let me know. Just so I'll probably do the introduction quickly anyway, but I'd like to just see if there's anybody that doesn't know who I am and what I do by chance. Anybody new? Anybody brave enough to say they're new? It's all right if you're not. I don't mind. So anyway, I'll do a quick introduction for the replay viewers anyway. My name is Eric Alber. I have been in the medical and world industry, if you will, for almost 10 plus years now as a registered nurse. I'm also a licensed and nutritionist, licensed and certified nutritionist. Numo is my mommy, Eric. Oh, sweet. All right. Well, welcome. Caroline's awesome. Thank you. So anyway, I come on, do Periscope videos and Facebook Live and all kinds of social media platforms trying to help people get healthy in the end of the day. It's really important to me that you guys know the truth that's out there on things. There's so much misinformation, so much stuff. I've been on my own personal health and fitness journey for almost 5 years now. Lost a lot of weight. I've also learned a lot, and I've learned that it's not about weight loss. It's about instituting healthy practices to get yourself feeling amazing and let the inside balance itself out. If you balance hormones, which is a big part of my nutrition plan that I advocate often, is balancing your blood sugar, which is a hormone. When you do that throughout your day and you eat to balance that all day long, your body turns into an automatic fat burning machine and you release toxins and burn fat. That's the bottom line of it all. That's what I'm about. But today, I wanted to talk a little bit about food and how people use that as I call it, a salve for their stress. Are you type of 1 tell me if you're a stress eater? Anybody in here a stress eater? Give me a 1 if you're a stress eater. I want to know who my stress eaters are. When you're stressed out and you just start eating just to kind of anesthetize the pain or the stress, the reaction to it. A 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, gotcha. Somebody's at least honest in here. I know I am. I know I was. That's for sure. It's a temptation. It's always there. Anybody else a stress eater at all? You're all good? Nobody eats when they're stressed? You're all good? All right, well, I tend to eat, but thankfully I still go for decent options. Right on. I wish we were all hardwired to go for carrots and celery sticks, but it's just not the way it works out typically. So there's a couple of things that when you're dealing with the food being a salve and stress, and when what happens is, doesn't always happen though. I know, right? I know. I'm in the same boat with you now. It's because I've instituted safety gaps and measures to keep me from doing it. But I just hit a rough patch for a few days back, just kind of poor sleep. And that's kind of what spawned this whole sharing that I wanted to do, because I was just, I went through, for me it was sleep. But you can take sleep or stress, and the two together are just TNT in terms of your diet and your health and everything else. And that's what I'm kind of working towards. But for me, I came in from the sleep side of things. And because when you don't get proper sleep, you start out already fatigued. And a lot of all your fatigue and stress and when you're stressed or fatigued, lack of sleep, if you will, your adrenals get stressed. And that is your body's battery. You need sleep. Everybody's sleep is different. Some people need 8, some need 10, some need 6, 5. Everybody's got a unique number. It's like that sleep number bed. You got to find your sleep number. How many hours do you need for when you wake up, you feel like, dude, I can take the day on. Now when you wake up and it's like, oh, dude, that's the difference. So best way that I recommend to figure that out is you set the wake time the same, and you experiment with when you go to bed, earlier or later, and kind of figure that out. 7 hours for you, sweet. Right on. You were about to try, but Eric came on. Gotcha. I interrupted your sleep. She needs 7, two sevens, all right? All right, good. That's good that you know. I think I'm between 5 and 7, somewhere in there, but it's uninterrupted, and that's been my challenge. I haven't been able to get the consistency with it, and that really stresses me. So, but the cool part is, sleep is so critical. But the cool part is, if when you do the right nutrition plan that is solid, you can withstand a little bit of hit like that and not derail your whole life and everything, and your health just goes spiraling out of control. That's the cool part. So what happens though when you're stressed, the adrenals will release the cortisol, which creates the hunger. So when you're in stress mode, boom, cortisol's pumping through the system, the body's going, I'm hungry, and so then the cravings kick in. It also impedes ghrelin, which is spelled Grelin, which is the antithesis or the opposite from the cortisol. So cortisol goes out, ghrelin comes in and says, hey, we're satisfied, we ain't hungry no more, stop. And it shuts the pump off, so to speak, and everybody balances out and we're all good. Well, when we're stressed, either by just stressful events or lack of sleep or both, that whole ghrelin feedback loop just gets like blocked. It's like can't permeate, can't get through, and so cortisol's just pumping, telling you're hungry all the time. And then if you don't drink enough water, that will be confused for hunger too, and now you've got another layer of crud to deal with and figure out. It's just a mess. So, stress, when you're stressed, how many of you feel out of control at times or overwhelmed, right? According to my Fitbit, it's a lot of restless sleep too. Yeah, quality of sleep is important. It really is. It's a challenge. Water is a big component. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Overwhelmed. Absolutely. Just that feeling of pressure and overwhelm will kick it all into gear. So, and not only that, when you're stressed out and you're taxed like that, your decreased cognitive resources are there. So now you don't have the resiliency and the problem-solving ability that you once had either. So that's diminished now. So your ability to withstand and your ability to kind of logically think this through and make sense of things and make good decisions gets impaired as well. So it's really important that managing stress in a very positive way, and I'll give you 5 quick tips at the end of this that I'm going to share with you in just a minute on what I would recommend on how to kind of work through your stress when you got it. Sleep, you just got to get it. And if you like some of you guys said 7 hours of sleep, so let's say tonight you get 6 and that's just not enough for you, then tomorrow go to bed an hour earlier and you will make it up. So now you're going to sleep 8 hours tomorrow instead of the 7 you would have slept if you got 6. Make sense? So you can make sleep up. So you just do an extra hour each night to make up for lost sleep. Yes, it does work that way. It does. Napping is not good overall, unless you can do it at the same time pretty much every day like a kid does. They are good because they get into a rhythm. No kidding. No kidding. How much sleep should an adult get? That varies on you. It depends on you. You have to, like I said, I think the best way to do is, let's say you wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. That's what you do because you got a job or you got responsibilities or get kids off school, whatever the case might be. So pick that time and then go to bed a little earlier. Napping gives you a headache. I get fogged. I'm like, oh, I can't. I wake up half the time figuring out if it's day or night. Next day, I'm just so screwed up that it's just, it's no good. But if you can do like the same time like a kid does, there's so much. If you study a baby, my nutrition program is based on eating like a baby. You got to eat every 3 hours to balance blood sugar, balance the hormones, internals get all balanced out. Then you turn into a fat-burning machine. The detoxing automatically takes place. You drink plenty of water throughout the day. You get adequate sleep. You manage your stress. You move your body a little bit. All these variable things. It's a very comprehensive plan that I deal with here that covers all of your life. It's not just go lose weight. Go on Survivor. You'll lose weight, but it's not healthy, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's not about that. So, again, you got to manage sleep on its own and stress on its own. Lack of sleep is going to just add to the stress factor, like to the power of 10, so to speak. So simple, we just need to do it. Exactly. It's hard. It is very, very hard. It's very hard. Hey, Jason and Missy, you guys got to follow those two. They're awesome too, by the way, guys. They got great content, scoping pretty regularly. I really appreciate what they bring to the table. Hi. Hey, bro, thanks for joining. So, we've been talking a little bit about I nap every afternoon after work at 5. Okay, cool. If you can do it consistently, you're good. Thanks for inviting your followers. Appreciate that. Been missing your face too. Our times are just all off here. So I appreciate you showing up. Thanks for your support. Oh yeah, these guys are great to follow. And if you're on Snapchat, you got to follow Jason. He's great. We have fun on Snapchat. We're on there together. It's a great platform to get even the know, like, and trust factor even more so, guys. David, you got to get on Snapchat with us, David. Come on, man. All right. So we've been talking about like how stress impedes our ability to control our eating and how we stress eat. It really messes with the cortisol and ghrelin balance to work with things. You have no clue what you're doing? Are you on there, Julia? Because I'll find you and we'll help you get figuring it out. It's not bad. It seems overwhelming at first, but it's fun. Yeah, there you go. JDCX4 is Jason. What is yours, Julia? Do you know your handle? Let me know what your handle is, Julia. I'll find you. I snuck at Snapchat. You do not. You just got to work at it. I sucked at it first. Oh, it's at Julia Willick. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, guys. So there you go. If you're on Snapchat, go follow her and Jason and Missy and myself and anybody else on here. It's fun. So adrenals get fatigued. Cortisol produces, impedes the ghrelin, which tells you to shut down the hunger factor and say, hey, I'm sated, I'm good. And then it messes with our ability to feel out of control and overwhelm, adds to the stress factor, and then we don't have the cognitive ability to kind of stop the chaos and the resiliency with it anymore. And we're more likely to give into the temptation to just stress eat the nasty, crappy food that's going to essentially feel good in the moment. And because I'm going to tell you, the thing that it really does when you have the issue with stress, eating, and lack of sleep, and it causes you to just be in that mode to go right after those sweet, salty, savory foods and crappy, junky stuff, is because it releases dopamine. Oh, the feel-good hormone, baby. Let me tell you about dopamine. That's a big one. See, right here in the center of your brain, I'm going to call it right there, and if you could see a good brain scan, is the reward center. Yeah, dope, exactly. But right there, as I studied the reward center of our brain, our whole purpose, oh, how we love the exactly, right? But it's interesting, I think from a physiological standpoint, our whole purpose as a machine, as the body, is to be happy and feel good. And so wherever it takes to satisfy that reward center, that's what drives us in our life. So if you have good use of that dopamine release, such as exercising routinely, moving your body, eating good quality foods, good memories that you've made that a smell brings back. It's not about what goes in the gut, okay, and in the mouth. It can be a smell. That's why essential oils are so powerful, and smelling that great cooking food barbecue, and it reminds you of that great time on the beach when you're hanging out with all your friends. It just releases that feel-good dopamine. That's what we are trying to achieve in So Much We Do. Exactly. But again, if it gets hijacked by sugar, cocaine, heroin's that one. Let me tell you, heroin, when you do one hit of that, it overloads your brain so greatly with dopamine release that it floods the system, and it's the highest of highs that you'll ever achieve in your entire existence. And then guess what happens? You go to try and repeat that feeling because it was so freaking amazing. The body goes, shuts it down. How do I know? Because I studied it. I did not do it. I promise. It scares the crap out of me. I wouldn't dare. But you love heroin? Oh, that's heroism. It's totally different. If you like to be a hero, that's different. Heroin's different. But anyway, but what happens is the brain, it has receptors like buckets that receive, like when they fire all that dopamine out there. Well, your body in a fear factor moment goes, holy crap, too much, and it automatically shuts about half of the dopamine receptors off just after the one high with your heroin experience the first time. So why do we overdose? You can see where that's coming from, right? People are going to overdose because they can't duplicate that same feeling again. Rhythm Mix Dance, thanks for joining. We're just talking about stress eating and how bad it is for your body. But so the body's amazing that way. It saves you and protects you. Fine, you'll give up your heroin? Good, I'm glad, man. Be a hero, not a heroin addict. So the cool thing is those pizza, exactly, it sure does. Anything you associate with just feeling amazing and great or love or really get into, it will release that dopamine and that feel good thing. So, but the interesting part is I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to flip my screen around. I wanted to show you the brain scan that I have of, let me see, is that good enough? Can you guys see that okay? I can't get my stand close enough. I think that'll work right there. Look at that. Let me grab my pen here. So, obviously this is your brain on sugar. Look at that. And look at that, cocaine. Look at that. There's no difference. That's how powerful sugar is. When they did the brain scans of those that ingested sugar and cocaine, they were identical. That just proves my point. Like I said, the dopamine receptors in the brain, your body just takes information in, and that's one of the cool, interesting parts too. That yeah, it does, and it's actually more addictive, truthfully, than cocaine. You know, I would rather someone I know be addicted to heroin or cocaine or other drugs, because you know what happens? You can get off of that stuff, but you have to eat. So the term sugar high is true. Exactly, it is. Absolutely is true. So, you know, the struggle is real. And I think the one thing that I came away from knowing this information, and I hope you'll understand it and use it too, is to realize someone who's addicted to anything, they can't just quit. You can't just go, stop it. That's enough. I'm leaving you. I'm throwing you to the wolves. I hate you. And you just try to shame them out of it because you can't do it. I used to think like that in some ways. I used to be very impatient about it and thought it was just dumb. Stop it. How can you not just see what you're doing and ruining things? Man, it ain't true. It's a chemical problem. So the cool thing is, if you're on drugs, you can get off of them and replace them with healthy dopamine releasing issues. But what happens when you're obese? When you're too heavy, or you're too addicted to sugary substances or sweet and salties, and you can't get off of them? You have to eat food. You can't not eat. And the newest science coming out now is food is just information. Daily, momentarily, moment by moment, the body is taking that in because it breaks down the chemical information and tells the body to do things. It's amazing. And these brain scans and things they're doing right now are so new. It's incredible. So in the last 10 years, we're just learning more about the brain. And I'm telling you right now, the medical world has got to catch up. They are so behind in all of this. They're going to have to catch up because financially they're going to be in trouble, I think. We really have to start looking at essential oils and more alternative therapies by using nutrition as your core way to get healthy and heal the body. It just has to. Because the other way is unsustainable. The drug companies, I hate them with a passion because they have no goodwill in them at all. I'm just going to say it. The people I worked with in the nursing world and the doctors and everybody who wants to serve and help people really make a difference, they're great people. They aren't the evil empire that the pharmaceutical world is. And if you're a pharmaceutical rep, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. It's so difficult with all the GMOs. It absolutely is. But you know what? The only way we're going to beat this thing is collectively do it together. I had an orthopedic surgeon tell me today that ramping up Levi's nutrition will not help heal his bones. What? They don't know. That's the problem. They didn't get but after like 7 to 10 years of schooling and residency and practical and all that other stuff, there's probably not even a 0.1 on the radar screen of what, I would say, mine would fall out too. Like, are you stupid? No, you're just uninformed and didn't get educated on nutrition in school because they just don't. It's sad. Oh, but the studies show that exactly they do. Absolutely they do. So, again, just recapping, get good sleep. Manage that stress. I'm going to talk about how to do the management of stress right now. But addiction is real. Please understand that. And the only way the sugars, disrupts our ability's response to cortisol too. I was going to mention that. I failed to mention. Here I am trying to teach him that food is medicine. Time to find a new ortho. I know. It's tough when they undo that on you like that. It's horrible. So, we got to get away from the sugary, salty substances because they are going to certainly undo us. And how you manage stress, first of all, the biggest thing I think of when I feel like my head is being swallowed by my body when stress is on. That's how I visually see like a stress, or like the visual character, a cartoon character that always comes to mind is like the Tasmanian devil. Just like, that's chaos stress. And everybody feels it. And you just don't know how to get out of it. I get it. So what I want to suggest to you is to relax the shoulders, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth a few times, pause, just get collecting your thoughts because that's going to be the key truly to, bring in the real issues into focus. And that is, you need to ask when you get a second, stop before you go into, pause is so good, right. Before you go into, hand in the bag of pretzels and other things, or you start putting your, hand in the candy jar, reaching for the cookies or the salt, the sodas, or whatever it is, the alcohol, whatever it is that you're kind of craving, pause a minute and ask yourself, what do I need? Answer that question first. There's a really good phrase that I kind of came up with. Hey, thanks for everybody that's just joining. I appreciate you coming on in here. We're talking about stress eating, and if you're a stress eater, we're talking about how to calm that stress down so you can pause and maybe not delve in or go out of control with the sweet and salty foods. Thoughts about writing things out, pouring the thoughts on paper. That's what I was just going to say, Julia. You and me, girl, we're right on it. Journal it out. That was going to be my catchphrase. Great information. I'll need to watch the rest on the replay. I'm falling asleep. No problem. Yes, get your sleep. Go. Brain dump. But you need, I would suggest strongly doing a journal it out process. And that is to sit down, ask yourself, what do I really need? I'm feeling things. Things are going 100 miles an hour. I'm the Tasmanian devil right now, and I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed out. I haven't slept, and I want to eat. And you know the feeling. Okay. What do I need? Try and answer that question. The other one is answer, how do I feel? What am I feeling right now? And just journal it out. Say it out loud. Ask yourself verbally the question. Because here's what's interesting, the brain as well. The brain just follows commands. It's neutral. It doesn't, if you sow negative thoughts, the mind's going to go, okay, negative. But if you sow positive, the brain goes, okay. You are a winner. You are a hero. You can do anything. Woohoo! But if you used to go, oh, be Eeyore, right? You know, choose to be Eeyore or the opposite of that, right? I mean, that's really what the choice is. So say good things. Ask yourself, what do I need? And answer that question out loud. The brain hears it. If you can say it and hear it all at the same time, it's amazing. I don't remember it's the cognitive feedback loop in there that I'm talking about. There's a name for it, but I can't recall it off the top of my head. But, you know, what do I need and how do I feel? Get in connection with those two thoughts when you're stressed out. The second thing I would say, have long-term thinking, not this short, intermediate stuff. Focus on, like, something positive. Like, if you've lost weight, or if you've changed your eating recently and you're proud of what you've done, focus on that. And tell yourself, you know, do I want to undo what I've done with this choice right now? Is that really what I want? And if you haven't lost that and you're miserable and you want to get out of it, I've got a free gift. If you'll hang on just a moment, I'm going to offer it to you to get. But if you also want to achieve progress and have healthy results, then tell yourself in that moment, if I don't do this now, this will be a huge change for me. I can stop stress eating and stop adding to this problem. What's the cognitive thing you're trying to think of? I missed it. Where you say it verbally, but you're hearing it at the same time. It's like that process back and forth. Versus like, you know, when people say to read stuff out loud, you hear yourself read it. It's like that study process. I can't think of the name of it. I think there's a term for it. But it's like Julia said, you know, getting the pen to paper, keeping your hands busy, and then, you know, when you say things out loud, it's all about programming your mind to rethink and retrain how it should really operate. And start having that, Miracle Mornings is a part of that whole affirmation stuff. It's really important that we do it because our mind is a recorder like that. But we need to program it because it's neutral. It's ready to be laid down belief systems, and you need to change those. Hey, Bex, thanks for joining. Another gal you need to follow, guys. She's hilarious and a lot of fun on Snapchat too. Beck G right there. A lot of cool peeps are on here right now. Hey. So stress eating, real issues. Ask yourself, what do I need? How do I feel? Journal it out. So there. That way you don't stress eat. The other thing is long-term thinking. Focus on a positive thing. If you've lost weight, been on a good program, and you're doing really well, don't undo it. Tell yourself, I don't want to let go of this. I'm really happy with where I got. It was so hard. The other thing is, you know, if you're wanting to make a change and you can be powerful enough to say no to this and make a change right in that moment and look forward to making the permanent change going forward with these new ideas, that's something you can celebrate. That's going to make you feel great that you conquered that. The other thing is, go easy on yourself. Stop it. You, like myself, and I'm talking to me because I'm looking at myself right in the screen right now, I am my worst enemy. I am my worst critic. I beat me up and destroy me inside and out, kick my own butt. I think of Liar Liar when with Jim Carrey. Remember when he said, I kick my own butt? You know, that's me. Coming out of the bathroom like he did, all beat the crap on his own self. That is me. If you want to screenshot the picture of me right now, I'm the poster child for kicking my own butt and being so hard on me, it's ridiculous. But I've had to learn. I had to learn that I start to believe that if I do that. So you need to be cool with yourself. You need to, hey, who clicked Garrett? Thanks for joining, buddy. He's another cool guy. So go easy on yourself and realize, you know what? It's okay. You're cool. If you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself, would you have any friends left? Bam! Great quote. Thank you, Beck. That is awesome. That is exactly what I'm saying. Absolutely. Hands down perfect. That's it. Say no more. Talk to yourself like you would talk to your wife or best friend that you've had for years. And that's perfect. But it's hard because we get caught up in that shame game, and then we feel so ashamed of ourselves, and then we hang our heads, and I get it, but we gotta change because it's only going to continue to spiral out of control. I could tell that was Beck without even looking. Right? I hate my friends and my wife. Shoot, I knew there was going to be one of you in the group that said something. Leave it to Jason. It's so hard. Shame and comparing. Exactly. Struggle is real. The struggle is real. So yeah. And be mindful. And this is the big one, you know, and take it easy on yourself. Realize you're human. It's okay. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. It's the road to healing when you forgive, even yourself. And like the oxygen in the plane, if you don't do your own work on you first, like putting that oxygen on, what do they tell you? What happens when the plane, and the first thing they teach you, put the oxygen mask on yourself. And we forget that in real life, I think, too easily, because if you're no good, you're going to peter out, die out, fall out, and you're going to leave so many people that you could have helped potentially without the help of you. Wilson! You've got to help yourself to help others. Exactly. You do. We have to. We have to be okay with us first so we can go on. Like moms, I tell that to moms all the time. You have to help you. The moms out here that are listening to this, you guys are so sacrificial. It's amazing. Guys, we just don't understand that. It's just how we're kind of wired. And man, when you're moms, you just sacrifice the world for everybody, including us guys as your husbands, and we're thankful for it. But if you're not around because your health sucks or you just fall apart, you can't help us. When I started taking care of myself, I became a better mom and wife. Exactly. But a lot of women don't get that, Becca. You got to preach that loud and proud. I'm telling you, get ladies to understand that, because that's the biggest thing on doing their health. That is the number one thing that's on doing their health. And then, as Missy's pointed out one time before when we talked or mentioned it, the shame. Not the shame, but the comparison thing. Women comparison. No, you didn't. And up and down looks, and who dat? It's scary. And guys, our confidence kills us. We lack confidence. We don't have confidence in us. We may put on a front or whatever, but really we're lacking confidence. That's our biggest challenge as men, is to be a leader, strong, confident, know we can do it. We doubt it too often, and we stumble and fumble. It's just the human condition that we're all in. So we can, again, get mindful. I think going back to managing stress too is to pause, get in a quiet space, listen to your breath, focus on some great thoughts, and get in control of those thoughts that are negative even, and start to counteract them with other thoughts that you have. Like if you have a negative thought, give it a positive, and just breathe, slow it down, calm it down. Take 5 minutes. It's all it needs. In through the nose, out through the mouth, slowing down the breath, and just do it. Women often get called vain for bettering their health. Women, I know, it is. It's brutal. It is very brutal. And that's truly what society does. It truly does. And then you look at what they do to men in the media world. We're dumb and stupid and don't know anything, and we just cower down, and we're a bunch of drunks and a bunch of couch potato idiots. I mean, the Bundys did a great job of just ruining the male image. That was the nail in the coffin, in my opinion. And it's sad. And we just haven't really recovered. And then, then it becomes shame when the women want to take care of them to really understand. But if you don't have your health, what do you have? If you don't have your health, what do you really have? I have lost friends. The slimmer, healthier I get, it's sad. When I get stressed, I try to look around and realize the world is still going on around me. Exactly, right? Exactly. Yeah, that is dumb. That is very dumb that the women did that. Yeah. If you don't... I learned a lesson in 7th grade from my 7th grade teacher. He had a wad this wide of cash in his underwear drawer, he said. And he was sicker than ever in his bed across 5 feet from his drawer. And he said to me, he said to the class, I didn't have my health, so that money didn't mean anything to me. I could go off and do anything. I could go have fun. I could do all kinds of great things with that money. But I was so sick I couldn't even enjoy it. So if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Chicken be dumb. They could have learned so much from you. Exactly. I agree. Absolutely. So point number 5, reviewing again, real issues in focus. Ask yourself, what do I need to do? How do I feel when you're stressed? Journal it out. Talk it out. Work it out. Don't give in right away. Take a 5-minute pause. Go breathe. Think about some things. Have long-term thinking. Think about positive things you've achieved if you have. If you're wanting to make a change, then let this be that moment, that line in the sand, that peg point, that true north and compass that you're going to say, this is my moment. I'm going to conquer it for once and for all, and I'm going to change. And I'm going to stop on creating horrible health by eating crappy food when I'm stressed, and do a good thing and go. And then number 4, go easy on yourself. You're human. You're real. It's okay. I just went through some of this myself, and I realized I was stupid. I beat myself up. It's okay. You're good. You're really good. Just tell yourself that, and then work through the issues. And the last thing I'm going to say on this, and I'm done, is enjoy the piece of cake. Enjoy the freaking brownie. Eat a cookie. If you just all else really fails, have one. It's okay. Just don't have a whole dozen cookies. That's the difference. Failure is okay. Exactly. You learn to move on. Exactly. Have a cookie, but enjoy that. Let the dopamine release. Frickin' enjoy the cookie. Have a small brownie. Just don't eat the whole platter. Okay? Because that's what stress eating does. We just go, it doesn't matter. I'll just eat the whole thing. And we go stupid, right? Because I'm an idiot anyway. I don't care anyway. I'm just going to do it. And then we just go into this huge, terrible funk. Yeah, puts the platter down, plunk. That's the reality. So have one if it's really after you've done this process and you're like, I still think I do. It's okay. Let go. Because the stress of not doing that will undo everything you just did. So you might as well enjoy a little one. Just don't overdo it. Okay? And then if you want to really kick cravings in the rear end and get a handle on this, I strongly recommend you go to my website. Habit is key to our core happiness. The beauty belongs in the choices we make. That's right, brother. Garrett, thank you. That's awesome. I've been talking to your mom, Garrett. You and I are very much alike. I guess I'm the adopted son now. And then Jason's still her boo. It's awesome. Push away from the table, right? That's right. So what's helped me, again, and I'm offering you guys this, go over to my website at ericalbert.com. There's a free 7-day detox plan there that people are doing 7. Hey, Opadopa, thanks for joining. I love it. Welcome to the family. Thanks, Garrett. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Your mom's awesome, man. So anyway, and if you guys don't know Madeline Richardson, she's the one that gave a lot of us journals from the group that were involved. She's awesome. And hola, that's her son right there. New daddy someday. Oh my gosh. Jason cracking me up. So anyway, I'm going to close with this. Over at ericalbert.com, right on the main page, there's a free 7-day detox plan. People are losing 8 to 17 pounds in 7 days by eating healthy, clean foods. It's not about cleansing with some kind of weird detoxing program, all that kind of stuff, guys. All right, take care. Good night. Thank you. I love you, my daddy. So go on over there, ericalbert.com, get the free plan. Get this all under control. I see Jason adapted your hairstyle. Yes, he did. He's actually tighter than I am right now. I'm kind of got to get on the board here. I've read cravings actually come from nutritional deficiency. Yes or no? Of course. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a multifaceted thing, but lack of sleep and stress are probably the number one, maybe 1A, 1B. I really say stress because even good stress is stress on our body, but stress overall because of the lifestyle we're involved in, and especially in America, is probably the leading one. And then you add lack of sleep because stress causes poor sleep, and so it's a cycle that just gets spun out of control. What do you think of low carb? I don't believe in low carb. Our body needs carbs. It runs off of sugar. Sugar is a part of what makes ATP, which is the energy that makes me blink and move my fingers and do all the daily mobile stuff. So everything starts with sugar. The problem is what sources are you going to get it from? Good, healthy, complex carbs, I would get it mostly from my vegetables and my fruit. And even fruit you got to be careful of because it has a lot of sugar in it. Just because it says it's fruit and it seems healthy, you still got to do it in balance. And I'm a big proponent of what's called protein, fats, and carbs, or PFC every 3. I crave sugar when I'm getting sick. Yeah, you do, because the illness, the viruses, and the bacteria, that's what they feed off of. Try low carb 1 week and you will stop. No energy. And that's it. I was just going to touch on that, Becca. Exactly. When you go low carb, you're usually cranky, ornery, and you have no friends. Because you can't go with your brain needs sugar. There's a huge amount of sugar. And sugar is the worst thing for you when you're sick. Exactly. But you crave it because the illness is wanting it because it's its source for fuel. So starve it. And you get hungry. Right. You're always hungry. And I don't know. The problem with low carb too is when your body's going to want to get fuel source, and that's a big part of that. If you're not turned into a fat burning machine, for one, because our body prefers fat as its number one source of energy. I mean, there's like 3,500 calories in 1 pound of 1 pound of fat. I mean, it's just insane amount of energy source there, and our body wants that, but you got to balance your blood sugar. That's why I do PFC every 3, which is protein, fats, and carbs, every 3 hours in balance. I don't prick my finger to see what my blood sugar is, but I know that if I eat every 3 hours, I will balance my blood sugar out, the hormone, and therefore my body turns into an automatic body fat burning machine. And I'm giving you a 7-day program. That's the actual week 1 of my 8-day program that I sell for $60. It's a $5, $7 gift to you that I'm giving you, if you will. You are far better to learn about types of carbs. Exactly. I used to eat every 2 and had a watch with an alarm. Yeah, that's a little crazy, but I just kind of figure it out. I write out my, if I start at 6 o'clock, then I know 9 o'clock. I just kind of calculate. I don't get too crazy. If you have to in the beginning, I understand. But if you go out and you balance your blood sugar out, eating protein, fats, and carbs in balance every day, and it's unique to each individual as far as male, female, but it's not gender specific in terms of its program. All of us have blood sugar. We're trying to balance insulin, and it keeps us from spiking and valleying all day long, where you have the hunger, then you're not, then you're ornery, you're cranky, you're tired, you're sleepy, and you're storing fat and not burning it, and then your body burns off your muscle because it's easier, and the body doesn't have to work as hard to get after sugar's burned up, it'll go to your muscle, and that's the low carb problem. I have to set alarms to eat or I get mom busy. Yeah, you're right. My wife does that too. It's hard. And then when you go longer than 3-4 hours or longer and you've essentially fasted, you're ravenous by the time you're done. And you overeat and then you're like, oh, I feel horrible. So it's a cycle. So, yeah. Any other questions, guys? You guys have been great. I really appreciate your time and attention. It's been fun. I haven't done this in an evening in a while, and now I know why I've missed it. I'm going to come back to evenings. I used to do it in the afternoons. This is so much better to me. I'm hangry. Let's just be real, right? I'm a bear. I'm right there with you. I'm a jerk. I know it. Oh man. But I now have a tighter window of eating. Oh, you do? Okay. And again, my program isn't the end all be all for everybody. I've done a ton of different programs, and I found this one to be just scientifically makes sense and works great. Same when I'm hungry. I am such a jerk when too hungry. Yeah, I know. I agree. I'm with you. So again, get the free detox plan. You're not strict. That's good. EricAlbert.com. You can get the free plan. Again, people losing 8 to 17 pounds in some situations on this. You're a free spirit. I know you are. I've seen your snaps. Yes, I'm on Facebook. Yes. You can find me there. I'm on... hang on one second. These are all the different areas that I'm at, so... If you want to find me anywhere, you can certainly find me on all those. You can screenshot that for later if you need it. But that's... Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do blab. I haven't got my blab on there. I'm at the same one, Eric Thomas Elber, pretty much across the platforms. Yeah, either where you want to be, right? Yeah, water's huge, Becca. You brought up a great point. We don't drink enough water. Drink lots and lots of water. Yeah, I'm on Anchor too. I just haven't really been over there. I started out over there, but I didn't finish up on there. There's only so many I can manage with my tight and busy, crazy schedule. But so anyway, get the free plan, guys. Water is my number one. You have to. You're right about that. People think I drink way too much, but it works for me. No. And if you're active, you want to try and get at least guys, especially almost 2 gallons of water a day, really. A gallon a day is what we should all be shooting for, women especially, to maybe 1.5 gallons if you're super active, like a lot of exercise. But you should be shooting for about 1 gallon of water a day. And you'll see a major change because I say it all the time, the solution to pollution is dilution. Lots of water. I know, peeing is a deal, right? I do anywhere from 100 to 140 ounces a day. Perfect. That's good. That's good. But you know what? I've seen enough on the other side as a nurse, guys, to know that the downside of losing your kidneys and being in kidney failure and not treating your body well with the water like that is really scary. So, and UTIs and bladder infections for ladies is pretty common, especially if you don't drink water and you get busy and stressed out and blah, blah, blah. It's terrible. I do 140-ish. Okay, that's good. Yep, I've seen people take 1 gallon jug and they fill that up during the day and that's what they drink from to know they get it in. Chugging water is one type, 24 ounces before bed and as soon as I wake up. Oh, good. Yeah, I try to get my first glass of water right when I first wake up in the morning and then get started. So yeah, that's good. Used to binge drink soda pop about 13 years ago. Wow, yeah, that's a tough one. I've replaced it with the kombucha now teas and they have one. Kavita has some really cool ones. They're probiotic split spritzers or something. I don't know what they're called, but they're fabulous. And getting probiotics is another huge topic. I've done a lot of gut health stuff. Gut health is huge too, so you want to have that. It's a big deal. And that has a lot to do with it too. Hey, what are you doing on this late? I know, right, Lisa? I'm waiting for you. You showed up finally. Hey guys, Lisa's here. We can all call it a night now, right? You don't like the stevia and Kavita? Oh, that's too bad. Stevia is what I like. I can't do Splenda, and I wouldn't recommend doing it either. It's gross. Hi there. Haven't heard back from you, Lisa. I'm waiting to hear back from you. We also do the wake up group in the morning. We have the wake up show in the morning, and there's a Facebook group that I've been wanting to add you to, Lisa. You should come on over and hang out with us. I drank 2 liters of Coke a day. It was the first thing I stopped. Small steps add up. Oh man, 100 pounds and counting. Woo! That's awesome. Wow, that's huge. All right, brother. Good night. Thanks for joining. I gotta go myself. I gotta go do Mr. Mom stuff. I know. Jury's. Oh yeah, you're still into that. I forgot about that. Wow, that's been a while. Yeah. Have a good night, man. Thanks again. Appreciate you joining. Drank 2 liters like cans. Oh my gosh. Wowza. That's a lot of soda. Lots of sugar there. Holy cow. I love when people on Scope call me fat. Fat was 100 pounds ago. I laugh. Yeah, right? I could see that. That's just rude. I don't get it. People are so mean. Unreal. 125 pounds ago. Nice. I'm loving these stories. This is so encouraging. That's awesome, you guys. All right, I got to go. It was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys being here. Great questions, great comments, great support. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And if you feel free to share this out even after the scope, please do it. People are mean, so I just love on them. Makes them matter or turn it around. Exactly. I agree with it. Yeah, you're welcome, Julia. Thank you as well. I appreciate you serving the big team as well on scopes. So definitely follow Julia over there, guys. Again, she does some really good scopes too. Becca does some good scopes. Opa is on here doing scopes. Thank you. You are as well. We are like attracting like. If I'm awesome, then I know the people that are showing up here are too. So that's what's cool about it. All right, talk to you soon, Lisa. Hang out. All right, guys, take care. Again, go over to ericrubber.com. Get the free 1 week, 7-day detox plan. Lose up to 8 to 12, 15, 17 pounds, whatever you want. It's great stuff. God bless. Good night.